Assalamualaikum. Today's knowledge log is on chapter 5, which is chemical processes. So I learned about the two combustion types, which are complete combustion, which takes place when there's a lot of oxygen and the flame is usually blue, and the products are carbon dioxide, water, and energy. And then the second combustion is incomplete combustion, which takes place when in limited oxygen. The fire is usually orange, and the products are carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, soot, and energy. It also includes water. Then I learned the definitions of a few words such as greenhouse gases, which are gases that let through solar radiation but keep in infrared radiation, which keeps the earth warm, and because it keeps in the thermal energy. And an example could be carbon dioxide. I also learned about organic compounds, which are molecular compounds that have at least one carbon-carbon bond and usually can have one carbon-hydrogen bond. I learned the general chemical equation for complete combustion, which is CXHY plus O2 becomes CO2 plus H2O plus energy. I also learned the three concerns related to incomplete combustion, which is the first one is that it makes less energy compared to like burning complete combustion. And for example, a car, when it's moving on a highway at fast speeds, it'll make more energy than a car that's idling. And then I also learned that the carbon monoxide it produces can kill a person because it's a silent killer. And I also learned that the soot particles can cause asthma. I also learned about acids and bases. Acids make hydrogen ions and bases make hydroxide ions, and acids neutralize bases and bases neutralize acids. I learned about the pH scale, that when it's lower it's more acidic and when it's higher it's less acidic. I also learned about oxides, and that they're called acidic oxides if they're mixed in water and they make acidic solutions. I learned about carbon dioxide, and that when first it goes through a synthesis reaction, and then it becomes a carbonic acid, and then the carbonic acid breaks down as soon as it's in water, and then that's it. It produces a hydrogen ion. Most nitrogen comes from burning of fuels, but some can come from lightning strikes. And then first nitrogen reacts with oxygen and makes nitrogen oxide. Then it reacts with more oxygen to make nitrogen dioxide. Then it reacts with water droplets to make nitrous acid. Sulfur is also produced by the burning of fuels, and it reacts with oxygen to make sulfur dioxide. Then it combines with oxygen again and makes sulfur trioxide. Then finally it reacts with water and becomes sulfuric acid. I learned about neutralization reactions, and it's usually the general way is acid plus base becomes water plus ionic compound. Neutralization reactions are important for consumers and environmental impacts, and they're present in our stomach acids. For example, like in our stomach, if we have something very acidic, then the base will neutralize it. Lakes can have acidity because of sulfur oxide or nitrogen oxide, and it can be neutralized through lime or other bases because this can be harmful for the fish. Acids can be neutralized by hydroxide compound or carbonate compound, and acidic substances produce more hydroxide ions than basic substances. Mining is done to find minerals, and minerals are usually in ores, and metallurgy is done to separate the minerals from the ores. First, the ore is breaking down and it's crushed, and then smelting is done, which is basically using heat to take out the metal from or the minerals from the ore. And then there's flash smelting, which is a faster way. Mining can be very impactful to the environment. It can do air pollution and water pollution. Many lands have been contaminated by the dumping of chemicals by industries, and then there's remediation that is done, which is to basically restore the land or water for safe use again. The four steps of cleaning it up are first to do nothing and leave the area, then to, you know, close it up, and then take the soil from it, and then uh, take the soil offsite or over there, and then bring clean soil back. One way to do this is physical remediation, which is to flush liquid through the area to take all the contaminated stuff. The chemical way is solidification and stabilization, electrolysis, and chemical oxidation. Another way is bioremediation, which is basically using bacteria to clean up the contaminated place. And examples are if oil is dropped in water or at the beach, then you can put bacteria and the bacteria will clean it up. Another way is phytoremediation, which is using plants to clean it up. Green chemistry is a way to do things that there's less impact on the environment. The principles are to use raw material, uh, a safer expanding agent, and a catalyst to speed up the reaction. A catalyst is basically something that's not part of the reaction, but it speeds it up. For example, fire. Then also you use less energy and you don't waste. For example, you could do recycling. For chapter 5, I think I'm pretty good, but I think I'd need to work on the chemical, the equations in neutralization, and I need to do more on memorizing the stuff about the oxides, and that's it. Fi